We fly anyway. You need to lower your voice right now, young lady. The words sliced through the cabin like a blade. The flight attendant's expression was tight, her lips pressed into a thin line, eyes narrowed at the little girl sitting in 14C. The girl, no older than 8, shrank into her seat, the beads at the ends of her braids clicking softly as she clutched a well-loved stuffed bunny to her chest. A few passengers turned to look. A man in a suit across the aisle exhaled sharply, relieved someone had finally taken control of the situation. This isn't your playground. Other passengers have complained, the attendant added, leaning in, her platinum name tag flashing under the harsh fluorescent lights. Tears welled in the little girl's eyes. Her grandfather opened his mouth to speak, then stopped. A presence appeared in the aisle, a woman in a dark navy uniform, her pilot's stripes gleaming, gold wings catching the light. She stood tall and calm, radiating authority. "Is there a problem with my daughter?" she asked, voice even but edged with steel. The flight attendant paled and straightened. "Captain Harper, I didn't realize." The day had started beautifully for 8-year-old Maya Harper. She'd packed her favorite backpack the night before, Mr. Binks, her plush rabbit, tucked safely inside. Today wasn't just a flight. Today was the day she'd finally see her mother after 6 long weeks apart. "Come on, little winglet," her grandfather called from downstairs. 15 minutes, and we're out the door. "Coming, Pop Earl," she chirped back. Downstairs, Earl Harper, a 68-year-old retired aircraft mechanic, packed the last of their airport snacks with the kind of practice precision born of years on the tarmac. His gnarled hands moved swiftly despite decades of wear. "There's my co-pilot," he greeted as Maya bounded down in a sky-blue dress speckled with cartoon clouds. "Got Mr. Binks secure for takeoff?" "Yes, sir. All systems go." She saluted with a giggle, making Earl's chest swell with pride. Her mom, Captain Adrian Harper, had called earlier with a cryptic message. "Don't tell her yet. Just get her to the gate." They loaded the luggage into Earl's ancient Buick and made their way to Hartsfield-Jackson. Maya, full of stories and energy, chatted nonstop. She described how she'd stood up to a playground bully, nailed her science fair project on lift and drag, and changed the oil in the Buick all by herself. As they passed the terminal and caught a glimpse of the runway, she pressed her face to the window. "Pop Earl, is that one of Mom's planes?" "Nope. Your mama flies for United. Been with them since she left the Air Force." "That's a Delta." At the airport, Maya recited the family's airport protocol by heart. "Stay close. Don't run. Keep my backpack on. And if I get lost, tell someone my name is Maya Harper. My grandfather is Earl Harper. My mom is Captain Adrian Harper of United Airlines." They breezed through security, and after a quick bathroom stop for Maya, "I can go by myself, Pop. I'm 8 now." They made their way to gate B-17. "I don't see her," Maya said, standing on tiptoe to scan the crowd. "She might be talking with the crew. Let's find a seat." They settled near the boarding area. Maya pulled out her notebook and started sketching airplanes. She was humming softly, "Come Fly With Me," the song her mother always sang to her at bedtime when the flight attendant approached. Her name tag read Debbie Sloan. "Excuse me," she said tight-lipped. "Is this your granddaughter?" "Yes," Earl replied, wary. "She's been disruptive, singing, talking loudly. I've had complaints." Earl blinked. Maya's humming had barely risen above the ambient noise of the terminal. A few seats away, a group of children played noisily on a tablet, completely ignored. "She's excited," Earl said carefully. "She's about to see her mother." "Well," Debbie said, turning to Maya, voice saccharine and slow, "let's try to use our inside voice, sweetie." Maya nodded, her face falling. She closed her notebook slowly. "You did nothing wrong," Earl whispered after the woman left. "People sometimes see what they want to see. It's not your fault. But it's like with Kiera at school," Maya said quietly. "When she got yelled at for laughing, but the other kids didn't." Earl sighed. Maya's best friend was black too. The two of them were already learning hard truths far too young. "You remember what your mama says?" "We fly anyway," Maya said, the smallest smile appearing. The PA crackled. United Airlines Flight 2456 to Chicago O'Hare will begin boarding in 15 minutes. But instead of a boarding announcement, they heard something else. Would passenger Earl Harper please report to the United Customer Service Desk? Earl frowned. It's probably our seats, he told Maya, gathering their things. At the desk, the agent smiled. Captain Harper asked that you and your granddaughter join her at gate D9. There's been a change. D9, Earl repeated, surprised. She's arranged everything, the agent confirmed. You're all set. They made their way across the terminal. Maya's step lightened again, anticipation returning. When they arrived at the quieter gate, a young agent greeted them. Mr. Harper, Maya, Captain Harper asked me to take you to her aircraft. He led them through a side entrance, down a stairwell, and out onto the tarmac. The roar of jet engines surrounded them. Baggage carts zipped by. Fuel trucks rumbled. Maya's eyes were wide as saucers. There she is, she cried. Standing beside a sleek 737 was Adrian Harper, radiant in her uniform. Mama! Adrian turned just in time to catch her daughter as she barreled into her arms. I missed you so much, little winglet. Earl caught up, smiling. Your mother will be proud, Adrian. Adrian hugged him. Come on, let's give Maya the grand tour. Inside the plane, as they reached the cockpit, Maya stopped short. Can I sit in the captain's seat? She whispered. Just for a minute, and no touching the controls. As Adrian lifted her into the seat, the pride on Earl's face was unmistakable. She's going to fly higher than I ever did, he said softly. When they exited the cockpit, First Officer Miguel Reyes met them. You must be Maya, he said, extending his hand. Heard you want to fly even bigger planes than your mom. I will, she said seriously. After a quick briefing, Adrian turned to Maya. You and Pop Earl will be my VIP guests. You get aboard first. As they returned to the gate with Patricia, now sheepish and overcompensating, Maya walked a little taller. Mama says when people act like that, we correct them with kindness, she whispered to Earl. He nodded. She's right. On board, Maya pressed her face to the window. That's the fuel truck, right, Pop? Yep. They're getting us ready to fly. As the cabin filled, Debbie Sloan walked by without acknowledgement. But Caroline, the other attendant, brought Maya a wings pin and a hand-drawn flight map from Adrian. Love you, Maya Bug. See you in Chicago. Manga. Maya beamed. Then came the final boarding announcement. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain, Adrian Harper. Maya sat up straighter. She sounds awesome, said the man in the aisle seat. Warren Kellerman, regional director, according to his badge. She's my mom, Maya said proudly. The plane took off smoothly. Maya explained every step to Earl and even to Kellerman. Despite initial disinterest, started listening. She told me wings can bend up to 13 feet in turbulence, Maya said when the plane shook slightly. Is that true? Kellerman asked, clearly impressed. Yup, it's called load alleviation. By the time they landed, even Kellerman admitted, that was one of the smoothest landings I've ever had. As they taxied to the gate, Debbie approached again. Miss Harper, she said quietly, I want to apologize for earlier. Maya looked at her, then at Earl. He nodded. It's okay. My mama says everyone makes mistakes. Your mom's a great pilot, Debbie replied. I know, Maya said. She's the best. As the passengers disembarked, Kellerman lingered. Captain Harper, he said, as Adrian emerged. Your daughter educated me mid-flight. I appreciate the lesson. She comes by it honestly, Adrian said with pride. Patricia approached too, contrite. Captain, I misjudged. I'm sorry. What matters, Adrian said, is how we respond when we know better. Patricia nodded, eyes on Maya. Hope to see you on another flight. I'll be back, Maya said. Mom needs a good co-pilot. As they exited into the sunlight of Chicago, Maya looked up at a plane passing overhead. We fly anyway, she whispered. And they did. Through turbulence and bias, against expectations and limitations, they flew anyway, and showed others how to soar.